I am on a mission to transform all of the lots in The Sims 4 into a custom build. There's a lot of lots. I have a lot of packs, not all, but plenty enough to make this a long-term project. So I'm taking you with me on this tour for our first lot to transform. We are starting in Forgotten Hollow of the Vampire DLC. Now we're going to bulldoze this lot. We're taking a sim with us and we're going to give her infinite money. We have the sim with us so we can try out some things to see if things still work, if we put them close together and stuff like that. I mean, we might give ourselves a budget. That's not actually a really bad idea. Let's do that. Let's put on a testing cheat to start off with. Money is 35,000. We'll do BB move objects on, and we'll do BB show live edit objects. This allows us to see debug items, which are free and can really help. What do you call it? Liven up a build without costing too much. It's a bit cheaty, but honestly, all builders use that trick, so I will as well. I'm going to start pretty simple, actually. I'm going to do 2 distinct shapes connected by a slightly indented shape here. And I'm going to copy that again. And we'll have a very simple roof on it. And we'll up the pitch. Give it a little bit of that Gothic feeling that would suit this world. I'm going to extend this. This is going to be the shape. Very simple. I'm going to extend this one to be tall and this one to be medium. What I want to do is I want to give myself the challenge of using only base game and the pack that the lot is in. So in this case, that would be vampires. And of course, we need to check base game. That's the only thing that I will allow myself to use. Now, let's see here. I think we'll go with a bit of a shoddy roof here. And we'll use a dark brick. I would love to use this one, but it does the edges only when there is more than 2 spaces. So it doesn't work for these corners, which is a shame. So let's try out this brick instead. Just get rid of that entire notion. We could go for this one. This is a little bit calmer, less repetitive. Of course, we need to match up the trims. Let's do that. Boom, there we go. All right, that's the basis of our house. Very simple. Let's put in a nice front door. I'm thinking of combining the Gothic element with a bit of a more industrial build for this one. So we could go with a pretty classic front door. This is too castle-y, right? I don't want to use that. This is one of the new additions that came with the base game update recently. This one's also fine, but we want to work with that length that we got. So I'll do this one. Let's find some cool windows that could work for this. I think for industrial we can still... this is still a pretty good fit, these windows. Now let's go for the smaller ones. And these are very industrial. We might copy that for downstairs as well. But what I like about it is that they have this industrial look because of the framing, the rastering in it. But they still have that archway that kind of ties into the more classical side of it. So I quite like that to use. Now, We also have these little goth windows, which are perfect for the top. They have that pointy arch, which is very Gothic. Unfortunately, I did not pick Vampires and Base Game again. Luckily, what I used is still in there in that pack. Now we could use the large one in the middle here as sort of accent window. And it works well with our symmetry here. So let's pick those windows again, and I'm going to repeat it. And I'm going to leave the sides empty so that we have a what you call it? So that we have some walls to work with. And you can hang some things up. You can put like a fireplace against it. You can hang up a TV, stuff like that. I'm leaving this one blank because I'm going to add well, actually no, I'm going to add a door to this side, and let's make that a different door, one with a lot of windows. Sorry, we could go for this one. It is a very different style though. We have like this one's nice. We could do this. This would still fit the vibe. I think we'll go with that. Now, let's do some quick landscaping. First of all, get a mailbox. Right here. We can use the Willow Creek mailbox. Guess that's fine. And we'll get... Trash can, we'll find a spot for it later. Now, to keep costs low for this build, since we're working with a budget, we're going to lay a path with our brush. Ooh, I don't like that that is slanted. So we're not going to use that one. We'll use some gravel. That will go to start of the lot. And we want a little garden area here. Let's fence it off. Are these high fences? No. They're not very industrial either. Do we have any industrial things? This is kind of industrial. We can use this. Do we have it in other shades? Yes, we can do it in black. I'll have this little fenced off area. Now, we haven't centered the build. What we could do, either we move it to the center or we intentionally put it off center, right? So we leave some room here to add something to the garden, like a special feature, which also gives us the opportunity to, if I can find a matching gate. We've got this gate. Oh, that's a little big for that part. To have a little side entrance, right? That you can walk into. Would this fit? It's also very big. Maybe just a simple gate. I don't really like how it's not a super good match. How big is this one? That's all right. And it has a little peaked archway as well. That's all right. Right, now this could be our little garden area where we actually, you know, hang out and stuff. We have a barbecue here. Let's see, actually. Add a little barbecue here. Then we can add bench. A concrete bench might not be the most comfortable. I definitely want like a park-like bench here. And I'll add one here. And I'm going to add hedges behind it. Let's take a cast iron table, actually. And we'll add some chairs to it. Right, we need only 4 because we want to stay on budget, of course. So let's not go all out. This is a patio table. We could have like a little sitting corner here. We could kind of look out over at the view, which is rocks and mountains. Well, let's just add let's just pretend there's a nice vista there. I do kind of like giving it a little bit of color, actually. Yes, we're going for goth, but maybe we make it a little bit more impactful if we have some splotches of color, especially if we're going for this colored bench. So we've got a little breakfast area. We've got a nice little sitting part. Obviously, you want to add like a stone pathway here. We could always choose. Oh, I was going to say we could choose to get rid of that. And we can't actually. That would cost us money. But we could do this. And get our terrain tools again. Make it square. Just so it's a little bit easier to paint it all. And just lay out this stone. For gameplay, it doesn't actually matter whether it's painted or not. That's perfect. Now, it's going to be dark in the night. So we want some lights, and this is perfect. I'll hang out one light. Let me go to night mode to see how it's lit up. Get one above it. And one at the edges, so we have a pretty even spread of light here. And we've got some ground lights we can add to illuminate the rest of the house. We'll see what kind of lights we need to add when we do more of the landscaping, but let's go back into day mode. I need to filter again, because each time you I drop something, it will revert back. No, I need to look for debug, and I need to click. I need to click it. Right, so these aren't debug, but if I scroll all the way down, I used to have Better Build By installed, but with the latest updates, it's been a little bit buggy. So we can add small little evergreen tree, probably here, so it doesn't block our view during gameplay or otherwise. And what do we have here? We have some ivy. That's a very specific set of ivy. And here we have our, ooh, that's big. Here we have our vampire pack trees. Let's make this a little pear. And we'll do a tiny one in the front here. Let's get it out of the way, because I do like trees to be there. It adds a little bit of flavour. But they're so often so in the way of the build, right? They block a lot of view. So I'm going to shrink this one down. This one can be larger, I think. I think that's fine. Got a couple of trees in. Now I want to look for some hedgerows. And I think they should be right in this area. Right, these are the free ones, which gives us the ability to really landscape this whole thing. We've got some ivy. Oh, nope, I thought that was ivy, but that clearly isn't. We can use this though. Potted ivy. To fill up this wall right here. And we can kind of mask that by putting in some hedgerows. Overlap them slightly. Now my eye fell on this, which would block the light, but does it actually block the light? It does not. It still leaves the light visible. Let's add those to the front. We are in spring, so I probably should go to season summer next build. Just so you can see the plants in full glory. But I don't know the cheat for that right now, so I'm not going to. Let's add this potted plant. Let's make it one smaller. Put that here. We've got this one here. We can make like a little statue garden here. Let's put her here. And this is potted. See, this is actually a really nice rosy flowery bush, but because it's still spring, it's quite dead. But we're going to make a little collection of flower bushes here. And we can actually make a pond. That's pretty fun. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Flatten to height. Control. Maybe one up. Doesn't need to be very deep. Let's go one lower. And we go to water decor. And we can give it that pond look. And let's go back to our objects. Unfortunately, we lost where we were looking. So we'll scroll all the way back. Are these already debug? Yes, these are... Oh, no. Only part of it was debug. So let's just scroll all the way down, down, down. This is in-game landscaping. Down, down, down. And here we are at debug. This is quite a nice bush. I'm going to put that there as a sort of filler. Excuse me. Now, this was what I was looking for. This is a bit of reed that we've got. If we size this one down, that would be pretty good to add to the edge here. And I want to add another reed. And to get some variety in there, I'm going to size it down a little bit. Like so. We'll add, we have a stump. Don't think that will add a lot to this landscaping here. We can add some loose grass there. Let's actually add that again, but smaller. Have a couple of tufts here and there. Just to have some space filled. Right. This seems to be another reed, which is perfect for our little pond. Now we will be adding some stones, and there aren't a lot of very good stones, small stones in debug, so we'll use the regular ones that you can buy in build mode. I think the plants are okay here. We can try and add a bit more. Let's make this a lot smaller, but these are flowery patches of grass, so these will look really nice in spring. We've got a big dead bush here that we're going to add, which isn't actually dead, but just looks dead now. Now to really sell the illusion of these plants being here, I'm going to go to dirt and sand and put down a bit of muddiness. Let's size her down a little bit, because we are clipping a little bit away. That just adds a little bit of realism to it. We can add it underneath. Oh. Underneath the hedgerow as well. A bit here. A bit by the tree base. And underneath this hedgerow. Right, now we want to make a little side entrance, obviously. So we'll take that, those pebbles. I'm going to really lower the opacity. Actually, let's make it a dirt side entrance. So this is going to act like trod down grass. This isn't actually an official side entrance, but because people can often walk here, they kind of tread the walkway in here. Like so. And it's very faint to really sell the illusion that people have been walking here over time. Now we could add some gravel here. Like this is actually supposed to be a landscaped part of the garden. And if we take a couple of plumes over that walkway, it will look like people have dragged those pebbles when they walked out of that specific area. It will look a little bit messy. Now, we obviously want a little bit of light in there, so we'll go back to our garden and pick maybe the hanging lights. The hanging standing lights. We could add one here. And go back to day mode. We'll add some rocks. Those are always really good to offset some of the plants. And I find them especially nice to use with garden or water features. They are a little bit clunky to place when you're dealing with terrain editing. And let's make this a couple. A duo. Let's raise her up. And we can size her down. There. Alright, now you also have the water features where you can add ponds. So let's add some fireflies over this pond. And some fish, why not? You'll only see them in live mode, which we'll see when we start to test it. Let's add a couple of lilies. I think one set will be enough. Lily pads, sorry. And let's see if we have a nice statue that we could add. Let's go into decoration. Sculptures, we do. Let's add this pedestal and add this little girl on top. And that's pretty cool. Now, let's see. I'm thinking perhaps... let me think. We could make this a little bit more interesting looking by scooting this over to the side, first of all. Get it out of the way. We'll get rid of this one, since we already have one on the side. And let's add a column here and here. And we'll add a half-gabled roof here. And we're going to have to see how we lower it so it doesn't block the view of the windows. And we could always choose to increase the window height by 1, which is what we're going to do now. We also need to do that here so it doesn't look weird. We'll tuck this in. And we'll pick this. We'll pick the what are they called again? The roof pattern. Shingles. We'll pick the shingles. We'll add those. Right, and now to actually, perhaps we don't have to lower those windows. If we just... There we go. We'll lower them down again because I did like the position more. Sorry, my cat is crying in the background. Come here, darling. Come here. Sit with mommy. She likes to be a bit dramatic every now and again. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull out this roof right here. And we'll lower the pillar slightly. We have the same effect, but it doesn't oh my god, I'm at a loss for words, literally. So it doesn't raise as high. That's what I was trying to say. We've got this gorgeous vampire spandrel, which I want to add. And we'll add a column here just for it to trigger that corner piece to get there. Darling, what's up? Come here. Now, I think we need to block this off to make it work with the spandrel. So we'll do that. And then we get rid of this and hope the spandrels still stay. They do. Perfect. We need to raise it. All right, so we have this little patio area just to make it a little bit more interesting. And we'll add our little table section here. Have this be our breakfast area. Now let's get that light in again. Vampires and base game. No, we'll need to get a table lamp. Get an oil lamp in there. And let's go to... we can add this one here instead as decoration. So already we spent 15,000 simoleons. So it is quite expensive. Just wanted to check if there were secret floors underneath there, but there weren't. So we need to go inside and try and be as clever as you can with our budgeting. So let's move these inwards so they don't clip through. Same for this one. This one still clips through a little bit. That means we take the bench out further a little bit as well. All right. I think I want a central staircase. And we need to make sure that we think this would work. There we go. That works. We still have that part on the side. Darling, what is wrong? Why are you crying? You want to... Hang on one second. Right, sorry about that. She likes to be dramatic, as I said. Anyway, right, what we're going to do... I'm going to come back to this area because I'm not completely sure if I want the staircase to be like this, or since we're doing like a more industrial type build, I can't even fit a regular staircase here. See, it's kind of bulky, is what I'm a bit bothered by. Perhaps we can make it less bulky. I'm going to try and, like, crinkle it as much as I can. Well, this is 3 wide. That's no good. No bueno. We could try this. Oh, that blocks the doorway. So that's no good. I think that's worse, actually. Okay, this is difficult to fit the staircase into there. Might have made the build too tall. So let's go one lower. Does the build still look nice? It does, nice enough. Make sure that our patio still works by lowering these pillars. just going to have to go with that because it will make our staircase a lot less irritating and in the way. Right, so now I can try and just get one staircase here. And if we do that in a more metally colour, we can definitely fit that into a more industrial theme. That's a lot less bulky. I like that. And now we add some doors underneath here. What I'm thinking is maybe an open archway here. We can do an open archway here. And a closed door. Let's go with that French door. French double door here. And I'll split off this room. Have this be our little living room area. And we'll make this a little library. And then this will be the combined kitchen and dining area. So let's hang up some lights so we can see what we're doing. Right. Let's start with our kitchen and dining area. We need to add a trash can. Now, this one is a new one, which is great, which is what I'm going to use for all my builds, honestly. This is also a really nice new addition. These came with a base game update. Let's get an edge piece up there. Let's put you a bit closer. And let's get a corner in there. Let's get a stove in there. Let's go for a cheaper stove. Because we're doing budget. This still looks fine. And let's go for a cheaper fridge. Let's go for 1 up. It's not the cheapest, but it is still pretty cheap. What if we do white to match the cabinets? Let's do that. And let's add some upper cabinets. Let's add an end piece above the fridge. And a half tile here. And a corner cabinet here. We don't add any other upper cabinets. Obviously, we need the room here. What we could do is we could add a tall one here. Sort of like it's standing on the ground. And add our trash can here. I think that still works. Now we've got a lot of open space here. I'm going to add an outer corner, 1 regular tile, and another outer corner as a small little cooking island. Bring her in a little bit. Okay, so that's a good looking kitchen. Oh, they updated the icons here as well. Well, let's grab a dining table. A pretty simple one. Let's go with a dark wood tone instead of black. And let's add some nice matching chairs. Do we have a darker wood tone for this? Don't think we do. That's a little bit too warm toned for me. Let's go with this one. Keep that goth feel. Right, we'll add a nice pendant lamp. Obviously, we've got these, which could be fun. Quite good for a dining setup. Go with this swatch. And let's go with simple, more industrial type pendant lamps above the kitchen island. Let's go for a dark wood floor. Let's put it lengthwise. And I'm going to add that to all the rooms. That's the basic the basic floor for everything. And then we'll add a pretty standard... I don't like the trim on this one. Right. Oh, we could do brick when we're doing industrial inspired. So pretty in plaster. That's pretty cool. Does it come in at the shades? It does not. Does this one come in at the shades? It does. It does have some. We'll go with this one now. It has some texture to it, and we want to add a backsplash. We definitely want to add a backsplash here. Let's go for a dark one. But let's see if we can get a nice tile. Oh, we have to go for like the subway tile, right? Oh, speaking of subway tiles. Perfect. I think that's quite nice. I'll have that as a little backsplash for the kitchen area. We could even choose to go with a tile here. Got hexagon tiles now. So we really section it off, but it's still an open plan. I'm actually going for different tiles. I think these are a little bit nicer. Now, obviously, we need to add a sink to this. And let's go for a simple one. Let's put her here. Right. That's pretty good. We're going to decorate and clutter when we have budget left. Because we're already going pretty fast with this one. Also, it might not be a bad idea to scoot this over. And to have a little toilet area here. Save a little bit of room for that. Now we can scoot this over again. Center it. We'll add a simple door. Just this one, I think. And let's very quickly just add a toilet and a sink. Once again, just simple, basic things. Add a small little... is there a big difference budget-wise? No, we'll add this one. It's a bit more classically themed. Add that one here. Add... Ooh, let's go with this one. I think that's a nice, sleek option. Still very dark in here. Doesn't cast a lot of light, apparently. We raise it up. Okay, it's not a very good light I'm seeing. This one is. It's a little less classical, but, you know, ultimately we're doing a goth and industrial combo. We're going to copy those tiles from the kitchen. And make this the subway tile again. We've got a little toilet area here. We've got our dining area and we've got a kitchen area. Now we've left this open, which I will make the exposed brick that we were trying earlier. Now I'm thinking about how do I want to orient this space. We want to probably hang up like a TV, right? So we would do that here. But then you're with your back to the window, which is, I suppose, could be all right. We could also have it face this direction. Let's play around a little bit with how that would look. Get a higher console table. I'm thinking perhaps this could be... This one's hanging. And let's go for a simple couch. I mean, we could splurge a little bit on the couch, maybe. Not too much. Still need the money. But to bring that Gothic theme into the interior as well. I think that first swatch may have been the best one. We'll add it here. We'll add a living chair. And we can do this a dark colour or a greenish colour to add some variety to it. You have space for a coffee table. I'm not sure if we can really need it or not. But let's add it for now. And then we can add like an audio station. This is quite an expensive one. We could do this one. We could add an accent table. I put one on top. That's probably our best bet. It doesn't actually clip on it, but luckily we have free movement tools. Let's see if it's not floating. It is. It is floating. Right, we bring it down one. We don't do floating items here. It does clip into the table a little bit, but that's better, if you ask me, than floating stereo. Right. Once again, we'll get to the decorating once we have money left, because we are already quite tight in our budget. Okay, and I want to make this a little library, so this is going to be a little expensive, probably. No vampire bookcases. Huh. These are locked because I did not unlock them. But I might prefer these anyway. Let's see if we can add 2 of these. Oh, that's a lot of money. Shit. Okay, we really need to... Oh. Okay, we might need to recoup for a bit and see what has cost us so much money. Obviously, this is going to be expensive, right? This is less expensive. Maybe we could add shelves. Maybe. Surfaces, displays. Those are now called displays instead of shelves. All right, misc. Accent tables. We could add these or these, maybe. And add some displays over it. Gothic wall shelf. Doesn't read like library, does it? And I think... Oh, we're not actually spending more now that we have this. I think activities and skills, knowledge. Where would I find books? Recreation. Surfaces again. Nope. Storage. There's a storage. Right. What I'm thinking is we put these books... Oh, I can't even place them on the shelves. Right. So this might still be the cheaper option. Let's see about this one. Oh, this is a fine option. It's not a grand library like it would be if you had like Beauty and the Beast, right? But again, we're working on a budget. We need to be mindful of that. But we can add some more feeling of grandeur by adding some of these cabinets. To kind of try and add to it. Let's see if we have a screen. Yeah, but that doesn't really work. Trying to see if there was like a way for us to add like little walls on the side. Got these as well. The mega hutch. Do we not have... I'm missing a lot of items because I'm limiting myself to a certain pack, which is the challenge, obviously. But I am... yeah, I'm feeling the challenge. Is that... do we have the globe bar? That is the globe bar. All right. Let me replace that, but make it big. Not that big. Have it make like a standing one. Right? We'll put it here. We might need to remove the fireplace if it's too expensive. But let's continue our expensive charades and add this mirror here. Go for this shade here, this swatch. Now, obviously, we need to add some nice wallpaper. We might go... well, since we're doing a goth build, the bat motif might not be the worst choice. Although it is a pretty bad swatch, if I'm truly honest with you. I really like how it looks. We could go with plain brown. That's the thing. It's plain. I don't want plain. I want a nice build. This has a trim. That's pretty cool. Let's go with this one for now. Let's see if we have a different shade perhaps that we would prefer. But I do like it to be a bit of a darker shade, a darker brown. Or we could go with this one. Do we have one with that siding? But a darker... oh, we've got the red. That's really red. I'm going to go with this one then. Let me see if I can match this up a little bit better as well. There we go. Let's add 2 bigger chairs, or a love seat and a chair. Well, if you want to splurge on that again, let's put her like that. No, let's actually have them face the fireplace. And we'll add this one here in the same shade. We are cutting it really close. We're absolutely going to surpass our budget here that we imposed, that I imposed. Sorry. Perhaps if we size this down again, it will look better here. What we can do is we can add a tiny desk here. Oh, we cannot add a tiny desk because we don't have that without packs. Okay, we'll get rid of you. We'll straighten you out. That also saves us a bit of money. And we'll add, hopefully, a cheap desk chair. And we won't add a computer here. Now we do need to add some lights also in the living room and in our library area. How expensive is this as opposed to the others? This is a pretty classical lamp. We can work with that. We'll just add the one here and we'll add a wall lamp here. Give her a nice position. And we'll add a desk lamp here. And some candles on the fireplace. And maybe we'll add that sconce here too. Okay. Now we need to add a nice wallpaper to the entrance. Let's go with this one. Pretty chic. Add some stone, I think, or tile. Is this still base game? Because I once again did not filter. Hope I still have everything base game now. Let's add some... Oh, is this in a darker shade? No. I mean, we could use this tile, maybe. It's not uncommon to have those decorative tiles in these types of hallways. But then we do need to switch up the wallpaper, I think. Also a really expensive one that we chose. Not sure about it. It is a lot less expensive. But... I don't know. These are all pretty bad. We could always replace this one, by the way. This is a good dark shade. Oh, that's a lot better, actually. And it is cheaper. Perfect. Right, we go for cheap. We're broke. We go for cheap. Well, cheap in cost, not cheap looking. Because that was pretty bad. Apparently this is quite cheap. Let's give her this one. And I will change it to darker shade. That's really, really olive. What would be an industrial type? Wall. Ooh, I'm struggling with this one. That looks awful. I'm guessing bricks. This seems like a dungeon. That doesn't feel like hallway. This is obviously very industrial, but a little bit too industrial, I'd say. We do want it to still be like a regular area. This is just the same brick as the outside. I think that might be too much. That's the same as the dining room. Shit, I am not sure. Usually I don't take this long. Well, that's a lie. I do. That's 8, that's 10. I mean... Okay, we go back to the darker ones from the vampire pack. And we just change out the floors because they're not working. We can do like a dark parquet. We still have an accented hallway. Just a little less busy. We can add this here. Right, and we need to add a nice light. Let's check out the sconces. These are 60 a pop. Obviously, we can add a chandelier. That would be 3 sconces in cost. Now we're really thinking, like, how are we going to do this? This is a little less than 2 sconces, so I'm going with this one. I wonder what the biggest cost was in our build. 35k might have been entirely too little. But we'll see. Need to add another door. Let's grab that simple one here. I'll add just one here. Well, no, let's make this a double door. We'll section off this area. That's quite a lot of space, isn't it? I want this to be like a bathroom. Just to round off this area, I'll make this a walk-in closet. We can add another door here and section these off into 2 separate rooms. We are almost out of cash. Well, these will be our last rooms, but let's see. We can get rid of the coffee table and we can get a cheaper TV. This is a starter thing, right? But this is mountable. These are the same cost. I mean, we could have an old TV here. Or this one. We'll go with that one for now. We did take one better fridge than the cheapest. So let's just put in the cheapest. That saves us, well, 300. 300 is still 301. And we also got a pretty expensive trash can. So let's swap it out for a cheap trash can. But that does also mean this one's 1,000. Oh, okay. No, we need a wheelie bin for the outside. So let's... Where's the vampire pack? Vampires. There we go. Cheapest would be this one. And will probably be the best fit as well. Put her here. Right. Okay. We've freed up some budget. We might get rid of this one. Maybe we'll change it up for the smaller one. Oh, that's only a difference of 5 simoleons. That's not going to be where the costs go. The bookcases were expensive, obviously. We could get rid of these. We still have a little library. Okay. The pillars are obviously very expensive. The fence will have been expensive. But you gotta have some landscaping, obviously. How much difference is this? Oh, it's the same. So to keep it a little bit industrial, we're going to go with these cast iron fences. We'll put in an archway for our walk-in closet. And now let's add some very cheap beds. But still within theme. So we'll add this one and we'll add a single bed in this room. And we'll add like a toddler's thing here. Make this a nursery. So this will be an infant room if we're using this crib. We can add can add a little chair here. Add some toys. We'll add a rug for them to lie on. Add a high chair. I would probably add that in the dining room anyway. These castles are pretty expensive. The doll houses. We do need to give them some toys. I hate the way these look. But we'll add this one. Add a little toddler toilet in a bathroom, really. They're not here. Add a little dresser. We'll match it to that other shade. We still got an alright filled room. Let's check out a nice wallpaper. Let's give it a bit of a muted colour. Maybe we'll use the bat motif for here. That could be pretty cute. Would we go for a lighter shade? That's still nice. Now let me see the difference between wood, $4. Carpet, also $4. Go with a blue carpet here. And we'll add 2 sconces. Here and here. I want them to be a little bit higher. That absolutely lights up the room fully. And that is our nursery, our low budget nursery. Done. I do really want to have a desk here. I know it's going to be expensive, but we don't need to supply it with a computer. We can negate that. We'll take a cheap chair. But this will be like a teenager bedroom. Let's fill the space a little bit by moving it to the middle. Add 2 of these. And we'll add this nightlight here. A desk lamp, a simple or a more classical one. We might still be going over budget. Might still need to get rid of some things. So difficult. Let me put that lengthways again, like I did with the other rooms. Oh, we are not going to make it. Oh god, this is so difficult. I never impose these rules on myself, and now I know why. Because you can't make a cute build with so little money. We'll go with this shade, I suppose. Now let's see our options here. Go with this one. And we'll do a really dark brown here. We'll add the same pattern bat here. Oh, we have very little left. Okay, that one's more expensive. We might change it up with these here. Right. And we can do the dark blue here still, or the green. We can do that. Let's add this one. Save a little bit of money. We absolutely need some light here. But I think we can get away with very little light. We need to save our search again. What's the difference between these and these? Okay, it's double the cost. So we might change this up to be this one. That saved us some money again. Maybe we get rid of this one. That also saves money. Let's get that sconce again, because that's pretty alright. We can get away with that light for this room. That's fine. We do want nightstands, though. But we can put sconces above them. And cheap lighting. Lower them a little bit. There we go. Now we do have a very dark corner here, so I'm going to add this light here. Oof, okay, this is going to be rough. Let's add a dresser. We're going to need to skip some things, some features. Are the tiles expensive that we chose? Nope, they're the cheapest kind. Well, this probably has to go. It's 184.5. And we have to go for a cheaper one. Let's go for that one in black. It's not as fancy, but we have to skip out on some things. Let's get rid of you. That gives us another 200. And just place the bin right there again. Let me just have a think. All right. We could always go with just one bookcase, because that gives us a lot of free money. Or we get rid of that one. Go for a cheaper one. Doesn't fit, like, at all. This one might be better. Actually, how much? Okay, it does matter a lot. Oh no, that was already the one that we had. Oh, shit. Okay. Ah! Alright. Maybe a cheaper couch. Maybe a cheaper couch. Well, that's only slightly cheaper. Grey couch. It's a boring couch. I'm not going for that. I'm not settling for a boring couch. And bring it closer. We could get rid of these. It does leave this part of the garden a little bit empty though. But we kind of have to pick our battles here. With this budget, yikes. We really have to pick our battles. Hey, so bathroom. We can go like this. We might have to choose for only a shower, though. Oh yeah. We're gonna have to go with only a shower. Not going to be pretty, but we can finish the build this way. That's the most important part, I suppose. Now let's see what kind of tiles we're going to lay down here. I quite like this tile. It's very simple, very neat. And paired with a little pop of colour. Keep it really simple. And get these in a black shade. Maybe we want that pop of colour to be a little bit darker, actually. I mean, we could go for a fully orange. Not bad. But that might be a little bit too much colour. Cool as a cucumber. We can just go for a dark bathroom. I mean, that would suit this build, right? That would suit this build. Now we do need a light here. So our last somewhat expensive light, we're actually going for a saucer light here. I think that would make the most sense in a bathroom here. And we'll do a tiny spotlight here. Make it black. Okay, we have no room, no budget for decorations. But I need to get some plants in. And I want a painting, but I can't afford a painting. I mean, I can add this. It's really out of place. Style-wise. I mean, we could still do this, though. Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. Yeah, add that one. And now we need to assign this a very important place because this is the only plant we're going to be able to place anywhere here. It's going right here. That's it. That's all we can do. All in all, not bad. With a tight budget, pretty large home, nice exterior. We could have done worse. So, I consider this a success. I do. So that's it. That's our build. Let's walk around a little bit in it. So we've got this exterior view, right? And we go in, see the garden. Got this little pond right here. And we have our little patio area, I suppose you could call it, with a grill. And then we go inside to the first floor. And it's really slow. Come on. Right, we have our little hallway here. And if we take it up, you can actually see what's going on there. We have a tiny, simple living room. We have a library with a fireplace. This is probably the most expensive room, I'm guessing. Or no, maybe this one, but it's also larger. We've got a small pendant light, unfortunately, but we have this gorgeous kitchen, which is very simple, very basic. We have this toilet right here with a nice sink. And we go upstairs in our hallway. Very simple. And we have a single bedroom. We have a little nursery for a little toddler or infant. Then we've got this bathroom. Once again, very simple. Very neat. And we have a double bedroom with a walk-in closet. Now let me see if I can fit one mirror in there. I'm sure these are all too expensive. Yeah, they are. So this is how I'm going to end the build. But if I were to add some things, obviously, if I had more budget, I would go for grander bookcases than these. But these still fit the bill, right? I would go for a bigger TV. I would go for an extra seat here. I would go for a better stereo installation, probably. I quite like the kitchen, actually. I don't think I would make many adjustments other than add a hood here and better equipment, better kitchen equipment. I would definitely take the other trash can. I like the bathroom, the toilet here. It's fine. I might have chosen a different table, but it's really not that bad. I would have added a side table here, added a big plant or something. I would have loved to add a big painting here. I would have added a side table here just to fill the space of the hallway a little bit, or a grandfather clock would have been lovely. And this would have just gotten more love overall, right? I would have added some decorations and clutter on here. I would have added PCs. I would have added the castle dollhouse. But this is a fully functional home. It is low budget and it still looks pretty cool. So all in all, I'd say that's a win. Go into live mode to see it in action, especially with the pond effects here that I'm not seeing. Huh. Maybe they only show up at night, especially the fireflies. Oh, I do see the fish. That's a nice touch. But, yeah. Our sim is enjoying some TV in here. She can... I don't think there are any doubts whether she can use things because it's quite empty. So I'm sure there's nothing that would block her way. So that's it. That is our build. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked the build. We will tackle our next one in a different video. And in the meantime, I'll catch you later. Thank you so much for watching.